My name is Paul Hutchings with onlinerecruitingsecrets.com, and you're watching this video because you're looking for some information on how to use the internet to recruit. And this video actually is called Network Marketing Online Training, Top 5 Tips from a Top Producer. So I'm going to cover a little bit about recruiting, but then also just some general tips that have really helped me to be successful building several network marketing businesses on the internet. I've actually been blessed to build 2 separate network marketing companies to top producer status, leadership council status, and that has produced a lifestyle for my family that I'm really, really grateful for. So in this video, as you continue to watch, my top 5 tips for network marketing online training. But before we get into that, I do want to let you know that right below this video is a link where you can get access to an advanced internet recruiting bootcamp. It's a video that I put together where I share my top 10 secrets to how to use the internet to sponsor and recruit more into whatever network marketing business you might happen to be. So you can grab that right below this video, 100% free. I really poured my heart and soul into that, and I hope you get some great value from it. So with that, let's go ahead and get on with the training. Top 5 tips, right? Tip number 1 is when you come on the internet, one of the things that you want to do is you want to know exactly who it is that you're targeting. This is called a target market. I remember being at an event one time, learning from a 7-figure marketer, and this is a gal on stage, and one of the things that she said was, if you're speaking to everyone, you're speaking to no one. So if you're going to build your network marketing business online, one of the things that you can do is you can decide to target whoever it is that you want to target. If you're building a weight loss business, you can actually target people who are actively looking for information on weight loss. So you can target people from a product standpoint. You can also target people from a business standpoint. One of the things that you can do to target people from a business standpoint is you can say, hey, I'm going to target other people who are either in network marketing already or who are looking to join a network marketing business. And one of the great benefits to doing this is that you can hone in on people who are like you. I was actually just on the phone with a gal named Vicky, and she was telling me that, they're building this network marketing business. And she says, one of the problems that we have is people are so skeptical and they're so down for the most part on the network marketing profession. And I said, yeah, you know what? What's so awesome about the internet is through target marketing, you can connect with people who already love network marketing. And it's just such a more pleasurable experience to do that. And so tip number 1, target a market. Tip number 2 is once you target a market, let's say you're going to target network marketers, the next step is you want to give them value. Jim Rohn, one of the most famous mentors in network marketing and personal development in general, he said you get paid for bringing value to the marketplace. So if you're going to target network marketers, what is some value that you could bring to them, right? You could bring to them some information on how to grow their business using the internet. You could bring to them some information on how to sponsor and recruit more, right? You could bring them tips, right? You can bring them value. And specifically, one of the most important pieces of value that you want to offer when you start marketing your network marketing business on the internet is you want to offer what's called a lead magnet. And this is just something, it's like a free giveaway. It's an ebook, a video, kind of like my advanced internet recruiting bootcamp right below this video, right? It's a free video that I'm giving that is value. And what happens is when you bring that value to your target market, if you've done it right, and one of the things to help you know if you've done it right is ask yourself, is there a message to market match? So if you're targeting people in network marketing, what is something that they want? Well, one example would be information on sponsoring and recruiting. And if you've matched that message with the market, what the market wants, then odds are they'll want to grab that lead magnet and they'll give you their name, email, and in many cases, their phone number in exchange for that. And that's how you generate leads on the internet, right? And so again, tip number 2, give people value. That's tip number 2. So we got target a market. Tip number 2 is give them value. Tip number 3, and this is a little bit of an advanced tip, but it works really, really well. The value that you give them, if you can, you want to have that value pre-frame you and what you offer in an honest and sincere way. And what do I mean by this? Okay, so let's say that you're building a nutritional network marketing company. And one of the things that you want to do is you want to look at the things that your network marketing company offers that are different from other network marketing companies. And then in your training, what you want to do is you want to weave some of those things into your training. So let me give you an example. The nutritional network marketing company that I'm building, some unique things about it. There's zero hype. Really product-based, has a very strong product that people love, right? It's got a profit-sharing pool, so people can earn income, and at low levels, they can tap into the overrides of the company, so they can make a lot more money with a much smaller team. So these are just some of the examples. So if I was making a training, one of the things that I might do is I might make a training on, the top 5 things you want to look for in a network marketing company to make sure you're finding the right network marketing company. And then in the training, what I would do is I would say, tip number 1, listen, you really want to stay away from companies that are hype-based. And the reason you want to stay away from companies that are hype-based is because, hey, I've built with hype before, and it can work great for getting sales. But what happens is if you overpromise and underdeliver, and people join because you told them, hey, you can make, $10,000 a month in the next 30 days, and then they join and then they don't make that, they get disappointed and then they quit, right? And so what you're doing in that training is you're giving tips that are really helpful and honest and sincere, that at the same time get your prospect ready for when you present your offer of your network marketing company. They're like, oh, wow, this network marketing company meets all of these different tips. Same thing if you're giving just like a generic lead magnet training, right? If you can't, in fact, I remember when I first got on the internet, I'd had some success offline, and I had some pictures of like some back office screenshots where I'd built myself and my team, we built some pretty big downlines. And so in my lead magnet, I'd say, hey, this is Paul Hutchings, coming to you from Idaho. And hey, I've been in network marketing and I've had some success. In fact, here, let me show you a screenshot. And I would open up my computer and I'd expand that downline that was just like huge, right? And so what happens is as people are watching the lead magnet, they're also thinking in their minds, wow, Paul really knows what he's doing. Wow, look at this big downline that he built. And so as they're watching that training, you're giving them value, but then they're also getting to know, like, and trust you as an authority. So at the end of your lead magnet, when you give an invitation, they're ready to follow your recommendation because you've done a good job of pre-framing. I hope that makes sense. That's tip number 3. Give them value that pre-frames you and or what it is that you do in a way that's honest and sincere, right? You don't want to be prideful. That pride repels people. You don't want to be braggadocious. That's a funny word, isn't it? Braggadocious. Honest and sincere. Okay, step number 4 is, and this might be controversial to some of the network marketing online training that's out there on the internet, but here's what I'm going to tell you. After having built many different, I've had a lot of experience in network marketing. I've had a lot of experience doing it on the internet. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I've been a leadership council member in 2 network marketing companies, built some huge teams in network marketing, and I've done most of it from home using the internet. I've been exposed to a lot of different philosophies. I've been exposed to the churn and burn, get people in as fast as you can, get massive leads, get the sales, never talk to people, never build relationships with people. In fact, just the other day, I saw on Facebook, a very respected industry leader and teacher was saying, relationships are worthless. Like, don't take time to build relationships. That's silly, right? That's silly. Don't do that with your prospects. Here's what I'm going to say. It's a little bit different. Tip number 4, embrace the phone and embrace relationships. And here's why I'm going to say this. If you're prospecting on the internet, let's say you get a lead, that lead comes in. If you'll take, now I'm not saying like you ask this person to go out to dinner. That's not the kind of relationship I'm talking about. I'm talking about where you take a little bit of time to say, hey, tell me about yourself. Where do you live? What do you do? What's your family situation like? What are your dreams? Why are you even looking at home-based business? And through that process, you relate a little bit, right? So like I was just talking to a guy on Facebook just a few minutes ago, and he's like, hey, I'm out with my little girl and my wife at a restaurant. We're having lunch. So now I know he's got a little girl. So when I connect with him, so your little girl, tell me about her. Oh my gosh, I've got 4 boys, and you've got a connection. So in the prospecting process, what that does is it builds trust. And it also gives you access to information that's going to be very, very helpful when you give your invitation. So while you're prospecting, if you are listening for, here's what you're looking for a need and or a dream. You're looking for a problem or you're looking for a desire, right? Anthony Robbins says 2 greatest motivators are hope of gain and fear of loss. So while we're listening to people, we want to be listening to those negatives that they're wanting to get away from. And we also want to be looking for those positives that they want to be running towards, so that at the end of the conversation, and you can do this in 10 or 15 minutes, it doesn't take an awful long time, you can frame your invitation in a way that they're most likely to accept it. So you'll say something like, let's say they told you that they want to make $3,000 a month. Why? Because they really do not like their job. Kind of like me when I was getting started living in a trailer. I didn't like my job. I wanted out of that thing. So if someone came along and listened to me and built a little bit of a relationship and said, hey, Paul, if I can show you a way to make that $3,000 a month so you can quit your job, would you be open to watching a short video that might be able to help you do that? Heck yeah, I'm going to say yes, right? Because that person took a little bit of time to get on the phone with me, listen to me a little bit, find out what it was that I wanted, right? Now, that's the beginnings of a relationship. Now, when you're prospecting, it's just the beginning. Now, when people join, here's where the relationship takes it up a little bit of a notch, and that is, it is, and I'll give you a quote from John Maxwell. John Maxwell said, if you take time to build relationships, you will find fulfillment wherever you are. So now that you've got a customer or a team member, it's worth cultivating that relationship a little bit, calling them once a month. When their auto ship goes through, pick up the phone and call them and just say, hey, I was thinking about it. How are you doing? You know, you maintain contact, you build that relationship. And some of this can be done through your team events, right? You show up for them. But as you build that relationship, what you'll find is that people will bond to you like glue. And they won't want to leave because they know you care about them. And you do, right? You don't want to fake this. You can't fake this. But if you really care about people and you take the time to establish some relationships, that can form a glue that will really solidify your income, and it will put you in a position where people will listen to you and they'll want to stick around long enough that they can have success. So I'm a fan of embracing the phone and relationships, even though we do this on the internet, even though there's awesome leverage, even though you can generate all these leads and sponsor all these people. You want to develop the relationships with the right people. And that will prevent what happens a lot on the internet, which is, here's what you see a lot on the internet. With technology, you can leverage, you get a lot of leads, you can sign up a lot of people. But if you don't have relationships, and this next thing that I'm going to talk about, people will run out the back door as fast as they're running through the front door. And then what do you have? You've got a sales job. You don't have a network marketing business. You've got a sales job, which means if you don't go out and make a sale today, you don't get paid. And that's not why I got in network marketing. I don't know about you, but I got in this business for pipeline money, right? You build a stream of income and it continues to feed you and your family and your dreams and your lifestyle, and it frees up your time. That's why I'm in this business. And so after a lot of trial and error, I've learned that relationships are really important in that process. And then that leads us to tip number 5. And tip number 5 is to employ the power of culture. Because as your team grows and as your team gets bigger and bigger and bigger, you may not have time to develop relationships with everyone in your downline. In fact, you probably won't. If you're doing well, you just will not have the time. And so one of the things that you can do is you can take some time to build culture in your organization. And what's culture? Culture is simply things that groups of people believe in common, and things that groups of people do in common. So it's kind of like a group identity. And it starts with the vision. So what is the vision for your group? With my organization, our vision is to help free 100 families a year through principle-centered leadership. And we repeat that vision over and over and over, right? The Bible says without vision, the people perish. And if you got a strong vision that people believe in, that you believe in, that you can all buy into, that unifies people together, right? That's kind of where culture starts. And then what happens is you chunk down from your vision and you're like, okay, what are the things that we believe together as a group? What are the things that we value together as a group? And I'll just give you one example. In our organization, we've got a metaphor. See this oak tree? It's got dollar symbols for the leaves. And this oak tree is a symbol of the culture in our organization. And part of the culture in our organization is we believe that everyone is a seed, and you can never look upon a seed and say, that's just a silly little acorn. It'll never amount to anything, because inside that acorn, there's a powerful, magnificent structure of nature that has yet to come out. But if that acorn is given the right soil, the right fertilizer, the right amount of time to grow, that acorn will astound the human psyche as to what it can become. And so this is part of the culture within our team. And we've got other things that we believe and things that we do together. But what happens is when you have a strong culture that's reinforced, people start to champion it. They believe in it. They want to be a part of it, and they want to stay long enough and help, hopefully, to see that vision and that culture being spread into the world. And that can go a really long way in helping you and me to make sure that what we do is something that lasts and perpetuates itself far beyond our own immediate circle of influence. So let me recap these for you, my friend. My top 5 tips of network marketing online training. Number 1, target a market. Number 2, give them value. Make sure you're utilizing the message to market match principle. 3, have the value pre-frame you or what it is that you're about to offer. 4, embrace the phone in relationships. I know that's internet blasphemy, right? But I'm going to say it again. Embrace the phone in relationships. And number 5, employ the power of culture. Hey, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you want to learn more from me, like I mentioned earlier on in the video, right below this video, there is a link to an advanced internet recruiting bootcamp where I share some of my best tips that have allowed me to personally sponsor over 1,293 customers from home without hotel meetings and one-on-one presentations. Not that I'm against any of that stuff, but I've got 4 kids and I like doing this stuff from home. So I think you can get a lot of value from that. And if I can just give you some information that can help your life, regardless of whether or not you ever buy anything from me or join me in anything that I do, I would really consider it an honor to do that. So also let me know your thoughts and feedback on this video. If you could like, comment, and share the video, let me know your thoughts down below. I really love getting feedback on these videos that I'm creating. And whatever you do, my friend, lastly, whatever you do, always go for your dreams. Thanks for watching. Take care. And this is Paul Hutchings signing out. Bye for now.